Thank you so much.
Thanks. So the talk is Get Paid for Real right now. We are the founders of a company called Some Assembly. My name is David.
And I'm Christina. Hi.
So we've been collectively in the payments industry for a very long time. And we've seen a lot of what's gone on in the industry, both in the traditional banking world and what is emerging now. I first started learning about web monetization and the Interledger protocol actually about 3 years ago when the Grant for the Web was announced at a conference I was at, because I was there because I was in the Web Payments Working Group, part of the W3C. But I'll turn it over to you now.
Sure. Yeah, I think what we have found in this industry, in the payments industry, is that we keep running into this wall with companies we're talking to, with people trying to use Interledger, of how do you actually get the money? Because today, this talk, we're going to talk about Interledger and the promise of that immediate information and how much potential is in there. And then we're also going to talk about how money moves today. We're going to show that because I think that is a hidden part of the payments industry that everybody has a little bit of knowledge on, but we're going to just talk through that. And then after we talk about how money moves today, we're going to say how we would like to change how money moves today to actually fulfill that promise of Interledger and get money immediately in the hands of who needs it. So that's today. I am so excited that you are here. And to start out, we're going to talk about getting paid, right? So say, for example, I want to get paid. And my friends in Europe want to pay me 100 euros, right? Seems easy. I would like those 100 euros. They would like to pay me. So I want to talk to everybody here today and say, have you ever gotten paid from overseas? And what actually ends up in your bank account? Because for me, when I get paid, I'm like, oh, okay, a fee here, a fee there, and an FX fee. So what do you think would be a fair foreign exchange markup for a bank, for example?
So today, the exchange rate on the euro, for example, is if Christina was sent 100 euros, the market value of that right now is 104 US dollars. So what should she end up with in her bank account?
104 US dollars is what I should end up with. But there's a markup, right? And the banks, they're big, I get it. You know, they need to make money, okay. Who here thinks like a 5% fee is reasonable? Just 5% mark? No? Nobody? Okay, great, all right. What about every bank in the US that charges a 3.5% markup? That's reasonable, right? It's reasonable. People got to make a living, right? 1%? You think 1% is fair?
Yeah.
He thinks 1% is fair. Does anyone else think any number is fair? Because right now I'm getting 0. 1% is fair?
Not 1%. Why should it be 1%?
That's a great question.
That
Why
is a
would
great
it
question.
be? That's a great question. But David, what?
But there's also another fee, right? there's a percentage fee, plus there's another, we moved this money across the border for you. There's a fixed fee for that.
But David, what in the payments industry?
Yeah.
Like what would be a reasonable fee to pay for a foreign exchange transaction? What's like a markup on that? What would be reasonable?
Well, I'm not going to get into the craziness of how FX actually works and the fact that there is no such thing as a foreign exchange market. I won't get there, but there are indication rates that people have, and the fair, I would say, at volume rate that you should be paying if you're big enough is on the order of 10 pips.
10 pips. And for anyone in the audience who is not a pip?
Pip means points in percentage, so that would be 0.1%.
0.1%, which is slightly less than the 3.5% every single bank charges.
Just slightly
okay.
less. Yeah.
Got it. All right. And then, you know, I get it though. It's overseas, it's hard. There's a lot of infrastructure, a lot of banking required. So let's say I just want an ACH. My friends in the US want to pay me 100 US dollars. No big deal, pay me the 100 US, bank to bank. It's fine. If they're using ACH, which is anything that goes through the automated clearinghouse.
Yes.
Automated clearinghouse. I think the standard rate is like $1.50, which is super fair. Super fair.
No.
Okay.
So,
Not fair.
So who thinks $1.50 is fair? No.
I think $1.50.
So
Like
$1?
$1?
So remember, this is a fee paid by the sender of the money. In this case of ACH, the person receiving the money, Christina, is going to get her $100, but it's going to cost somebody in this room a little bit more than $100 to send that. So the question is, what's fair? What amount of money is fair for that?
So if everyone is being charged $1.50, certainly it would be around $1.50 now.
No. Actually, if you look online, lots of people will say it's about $1.50. And that's great press for them and great way to keep their money flowing. But $1? 50 cents? Well, I mean, in all fairness, people need to make money, but it does cost a certain amount of money. But I don't know, 10 cents?
What is it, David? Tell us.
So if you're directly connected to the Federal Reserve banking system and can put the transaction onto FedWire, not FedWire, but anyway, the Fed.
Those rails.
Everybody calls it the Fed. You are paying 0.5 cents.
0.5 cents.
Yes, half a cent.
Half a cent.
Yes.
Okay. So in conclusion, people are making money, is what
Yes.
you're telling me.
There's a 3,000 times markup on most ACH providers out there.
So there is no incentive to change the current way that so for example, let's just say I am a t-shirt company, right? I'm a t-shirt company, people design t-shirts for me, I want to pay those designers. So the current system, I'd hook up with a bunch of banks, payment processors, everybody else, and there's really no incentive to change that because it is so expensive and people are making so much money, and that's, good for them, but really bad for creators, right? The designers of my t-shirts, really bad for me trying to get those people paid.
But that's not how we started, right?
That's not how we start. That's not how we start. And this is why I need one volunteer to start. Yes, thank you. Thank you. This is my volunteer plan. Please be aware, I will need 5 more volunteers.
I feel like Arunje is dying to get on stage today.
I
Even
know,
though he's
look
supposed to
at
be on
this.
stage early tomorrow morning, he's been looking for a microphone early. See, you've got another volunteer right there.
So I would like to pay this $1 to a t-shirt designer. And we live in the same town, and he is local to me, so I'm gonna say, here you go, have it
Money.
all. Yeah, there
I've
you
already
go.
got paid.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Done. All right, we're done.
All right,
All right, you got
everybody
paid.
thank
It's a local
Alex.
transaction. Yay.
Goodbye.
All right. Now, guys, I need a few volunteers who I would like to give more dollars to, but you're going to be an international recipient. Please do me a solid. Come on up here. Come get paid. All right.
We'll just have you stand over here and.
All right. So David over there is going to be the representative of how I think about Interledger. Hey. Hey. Okay. I got to pay him like $1.
Okay.
Can you do
Sure.
that?
Yep.
Okay. Pay him, please.
Yeah, Will.
Okay. So he's getting the $1?
Yes. Yeah. No,
Okay.
no problem.
Because I've got it. I'm good for it.
No. I know. Yeah. I've got.
Okay, but you're not gonna.
Not
Because
yet.
you can't. I get it. Because you
Yeah.
can't. All
Okay,
right.
not
All
yet.
right. You can't. All right. So he can't actually get the money, right, to our friend Fernando. He can't get the money there. So what do I have to go through to get the money there? And I would love it. I know this audience is maybe a little bit more subdued, but if I could get a few people to just come up here and stand and be the living embodiment of all the difficulty in the financial world, I would love that. Maybe? Somebody? Yes, thank you, sir. All right. Will you
Anyone
come
else?
up and be a volunteer with us? Thank you so much. Come on up, come on up. All right, everybody you're gonna come over here.
So just
You're
in
gonna-
between
stay right there.
Christina and I.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. Hold this, please. All right, and you're gonna hold this. I need just a few more, please, 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 please. Thank you so much. Yes, yes, yes. All right, you're gonna be some.
Yep.
All right, here you go. You're gonna be a bank. Oh, you're gonna stand right here. You're gonna stand right here. All right, and then two, yes, 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 and now we're good. Thank you so much, my friends. Thank you for volunteering.
Uh-oh, Ron is the regulator.
And then you're gonna stand wherever you like. Now guys, we've got a lot of different players between me and who I wanna give $1 to, right? And while this is maybe not in order, we could shuffle it, we could change it up. The regulator has the chance to just smack down at any moment in time and stop everything. I am gonna try and get this dollar where it needs to go. So, all right, can you please, it's good, right?
Yes.
Good for it? Okay, give it to this guy. All right, am I good? Do I have the right compliance regime in place? Yes, we're good? My compliance team is okay? Yep. He's not a terrorist?
Nope.
You trust me?
Yep.
I looked into it, I promise. All right, let's go. All right, my bank says it's okay. Now, they take a long time. They're gonna wait for this money to clear, make sure they have it. All right. I mean, all along the way, there's fees, right? Fee. All right, thank you so much. And depending on where we're paying, we might need a payment service provider. Maybe the bank has a bad API. Maybe the payment service provider has some kind of product that I really want.
Could be FTX.
It could be.
Yeah.
It could be. It could be FTX. All right, but I promise I'm good for it. And now we are here. We are here at the bank, finally. This bank, please, let us get you paid. You think it's,
What's in it for me?
what is in it for them? They got fees, they got minimums, they got more fees. They're slow, it's terrible.
No, but I still can't pay him. Well, he only told me he has the money. I don't know if he has the money yet.
All right, so as you can see, this is taking a long time and it's really painful. And it's really painful.
But eventually it does happen.
Well,
And
yeah, so it's in your bank.
Yes, it's in my bank, and eventually you get paid.
Yay! Are we not all delighted, right? So when we talk about all of these amazing ideas that we have to make Interledger real and to get people paid, I want to make sure that people get the money, right? The real money. And how do we do that? Because this system is really working out for these guys. They are getting hundreds of percents of fees, right? So we created something that's slightly different, and I want to talk about it today.
So now instead of me just being rando who wants to pay,
Rando.
so can we get another volunteer? Someone else to get paid. So no, that's yours, you got paid.
That's yours, you earned it. You earned it. He could make another $1.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, okay.
Sure, so now I'm playing the role of some assembly here.
Yeah, this is what we created to try and change the story. Because if I'm a t-shirt seller and I'm just trying to pay this guy who designed this amazing t-shirt for me, I'm just trying to pay him. I'm not trying to start a payments company. I'm not trying to understand every bit of compliance in every country I want to go to. And say one of these banks or PSPs doesn't do business in one of the countries where my creators are, then that's really just the opposite of inclusivity also.
Well, and what if your creator is in the Philippines and uses Grab and they want their money in Grab? Or
That's
what if
great.
they're in Nigeria and want M-Pesa? Or what if they're in Mexico and they don't have a bank account but they use OXXO?
It's a great question. So here's what we created, and this is my dream of Interledger. Hey,
Hey,
can you pay him $1, please?
sure. Here you go.
And then I'm going to stay here while he deals with all this in the background. The payer gets paid immediately. I have
So
been...
I need that $1. Yep. And by the way, I already paid you. And
Done.
tomorrow, I'll get a settlement file from you, and you'll transfer it to him. Regulator, everything's cool. This is a business-to-business transaction, and all the clients are known. So everything's awesome with you. And foreign exchange, actually, you weren't involved with this one, but maybe later.
But maybe the next
Okay?
one. Maybe the next one.
But I need that $1.
Oh, here you go. End of
Yeah.
month. I'm happy to
Thanks.
settle up with you. Thanks so much. Yeah, so the idea is slightly different. Slightly different. And it's a little mind-bending, so bear with me. And if you have questions, we're happy to answer. But the idea is to prioritize the creator's experience of getting paid, because you get better participation, more content, more participation and inclusion generally when you get people paid fairly, quickly, and correctly. And then for me, I don't have to be all the things that I'm not. I can just focus on being that t-shirt designer that I've always wanted to be. All right, thank you so much, volunteers. I so appreciate your time and attention. You can keep that if you want. That's a souvenir.
No, that's yours. You
I
got
so
paid.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, we got the $2 back. That's nice. That's really nice. Yeah, so generally, this is the idea. It's a little different. It's shuffling how people are paid. It's ensuring that the creativity that is latent in all of our audiences and communities is actually unleashed, and making sure that through inclusion and through using Interledger in its best possible, highest and best possible use, by getting people paid immediately, like, I think we can actually do a lot of really interesting things.
Yeah, and I want to add too that, you know, this demonstration, you know, it's fun, right? And we could have shown you a tech demo of what we do, because it does work. And we have partnerships in place to be able to send us money. And we've done the compliance reviews to be able to satisfy the regulators. And it works.
Yeah, it works right now, which is very exciting. And it's a little scary, because instead of that process that is focused on a rent extraction of every transaction, we're actually just focusing on those end pieces. So, who's got questions? Me. How was your presentation? So great. Hi.
Hi. So, yeah, just to understand a little bit more, like which corridors, or is it anywhere in the world, or what's the remit?
Right. So the goal is to be everywhere in the world, right? Now, being able to be everywhere in the world is a bit nuanced, right? Because what does it mean to be everywhere in the world? Well, right now we can deposit to every bank account that's accessible by the banking partners that we have right now. Does that mean we're everywhere in the world? No. Because a lot of places in the world, people like we in this room should know, are unbanked or underbanked, or I like to say instead alternatively banked. So to get money to them, you have to sort of speak their language, right? Most people in this room speak English. Some people in the world don't, right? And to be able to communicate with them, you have to speak their language. Same thing with the money. So it's not any help. Same way it's not any help to indicate to somebody that you owe them money and never give it to them. It's not good to be able to say, well, I can give you money if you had a bank account, but I know 80% of the people in your country don't have a bank account, so, but sorry. So in markets like that, we are integrating with different partners to be able to provide M-Pesa payments in Africa, to deposit directly to Grab Wallet in the Philippines, to deposit or pay out to OXXO in Mexico. Lots of different options. But I think the important thing for us is that the person that needs to pay doesn't need to know, right? We send an invoice to the payer, and that invoice is paid by them in local currency for the aggregate sum amount of all of the transactions they have indicated to us that need to be paid out. We take care of the details of dealing with local wallets, dealing with local currencies, dealing with any of the intricacies and nuances of dealing with local payments. And we dealt with this for years on the inbound side of collecting collecting payments from people for selling to merchants. And now we're just doing it in reverse.
And all for half a cent?
Not half a cent, no. So when I talked about half a cent for that, that's of course never going to be a price you get, because on top of that half a cent, which is what your transaction cost, you also have a monthly $10,000 a month fee. So that's a bit high, right? So
Economies of scale.
But economies of scale, exactly, drive that price down. And no, the transaction fee is not half a cent, but it is low. It's significantly low.
Any ideas? Like 1%, 3.5%, 5%? You started the presentation
No,
with this.
Sorry, it depends on the deal, but we're talking on the order of 1% or lower.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And that's that's where an FX transaction is involved. If it's not, then there's a transaction fee, but that is also low.
We work it out.
Yeah.
But FX is substantially lower than what you can find elsewhere.
So how quick does the recipient, like in terms of time, I guess, receive the money? And then I have a second question. Where is Interledger involved?
Right. So Interledger is involved primarily from the payer to some assembly, right? So the connectivity between us as an off-ramp of Interledger and whoever wants to pay. So that is the common language that any of our clients can speak. We have another API, but it's mostly internal, but that's how they can speak to us. So that's where Interledger comes in. How quickly do you get the money? That really depends on the banking partners. If you're in Europe and we're paying out SEPA Instant, you literally get it in 2 seconds. Like, I can tap an API thing on the computer, say that I want to pay out to my Deutsche Bank account, and faster than I can pick up my phone and scan my fingerprint, the money is there.
But let's talk about the other side of that, too.
Sure.
The slow side. Because the fast side is great. It's very great.
Which slow side specifically?
But that would be like a use case with an instant payment. Like
Right.
in markets where that doesn't exist, it would be faster because you're not waiting for clearing
That's
every
true.
step, but it
So-
still wouldn't be instant.
Yeah, so whatever the slowest leg is, that's how long it's going to take. But we don't have to wait. Like in the example that we had here with all these people, every single one of those has to wait for what's called a good funds arrival to happen. So Christina cannot send money via her bank unless the bank knows that she has funds in the bank account. Once those are indicated to pay to her payment service provider, they won't forward that money on until they have seen that deposit happen in their account, and that has cleared, and that can never be clawed back. The next leg, same thing. They're all going to wait for all of these clearing times, and we're talking about 3 days per clearing. So it takes forever to get paid. I once had a contract where between the hour I worked and me getting the money in my bank was 90 days. And that only crossed one border. But that's an extreme, obviously, but those are the kinds of realities that people are dealing with today, trying to get paid cross-border.